I'm sure you've seen a receipt before, and I'm sure you know what BPAs are, and if you don't, they're basically just microplastics. And if these microplastics, called BPA, happen to get in a human's bloodstream, or humans happen to consume them, then they can be very harmful to humans. They can cause tumors, they can cause cancer, they can cause all kinds of problems, because obviously you don't want microplastics inside of your body. Well, would you be surprised to find out that everyday items that you drink, eat, carry around all contain BPA? Why? It's cheap, it's effective, and companies use it to make a profit. So it's in everything that you use day to day. Canned food has BPA in it. Water bottles, BPA. Now, most of these things don't contain a level of BPA to where it's going to be harmful. Like if you just drink a couple of bottles of water a day, or if you eat one canned food every day, it's not gonna harm you. But if you eat it like every single day of your life, you're probably gonna feel the effects of it at some point or another. But today we're talking about receipts. Now, not a lot of people know this, but receipts do contain BPA. How receipts work is there's a special chemical formula, blah blah blah. It's a lot of complicated stuff, but they basically use a thermal machine which contains chemicals to use BPA microplastics to print an image onto your receipt. So your receipt contains a lot of BPA. A study has shown that receipts contain 250 to 1,000 more times BPA than canned food does. Now this is problematic because what do people do with receipts? Well, they stick them in places that they usually go day to day from. Like women will stick it in their purse, but more specifically, men will stick receipts in their wallets. And then where do men stick their wallets at? Well, they'll either stick it in their pockets, their front pocket, or they'll stick it in the back pocket. Mind you, both of these pockets are very close to the genital area of males. And if the BPA happens to get into the male's genitalia, well, then you have a very big problem, such as testicular cancer. And what happens when you get testicular cancer? Your testicles have to be removed and you can no longer reproduce. So, why am I talking about this? The government or these big companies could very easily make receipts digital, or they could very easily find another way to remove these BPAs to where it's not harming the general populace. Or the government could step in, and make these companies make receipts more safe. I mean, the government's been worried about a lot of less developed stuff, a lot of less dangerous stuff. So why doesn't the government do this? Well, one can only impose, or one might guess that the government doesn't want to stop it, because what does the government want? Well, the government wants to have increased spending. They want to spend on other stuff than their population. And what happens when you have an increased population? Well, you have to have government spending, all that stuff, government funding, government assistance, all that kind of stuff. So if the government gives the population, especially those that have to go every day living paycheck to paycheck, because think about it, if you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you can go to the grocery store, I don't know, maybe every week or so, maybe every month or so actually. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have that leisure, you're not able to do that. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're gonna go to the store way more often than those who are not living paycheck to paycheck. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, there's a higher chance that you're living off of government assistance. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you go to the store and you get way more receipts than everybody else, and where those receipts go in your wallet, especially if you're a male, and then you stick that wallet in your pocket right here, it's very close to your genital area. Well, one can only suggest that the people with a lower income that are living paycheck to paycheck are going to have a greater chance of testicular cancer, or, and then again, the government doesn't want that class reproducing, because then what's that? That's just going to be more people for them to live off of government assistance. So anytime you get a paycheck, or anytime you get a receipt, just make sure, be cautious. I mean, it won't hurt a couple of times, But just make sure you're not just sticking them in your wallet and forgetting about it, because it might come back to hurt you.